Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the, hold on a second. Welcome to the living room in the dark. So, if anybody has a really tall ladder and about a dozen light bulbs, we'll put you to work. So, there's a lot happening tonight. So I'll probably forget by the end of the night. So we have some students recording tonight. We have students running the live sound. Jaron and company is recording. Isaac Sumner and Joe Morse are helping with the live sound. We were able to bring in these lights. Troy, who's streaming, was able to help with that. So there's a lot happening. So thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this evening's concert. There's going to be something for everybody tonight. The first tune was a Glenn Miller classic called American Patrol, based originally on a military march, and then they made it a swing version. I wish I had a cool story about the next tune, Bill Holman's Any Doodle Do. It's a very interesting title. I could find nothing about it. So it's a fun, swinging shuffle called Any Doodle Do. Tonight's program can be found online if you go to Google and search for SUU Music, Concerts and Recitals. You will take you to that program there, and that's where you can find it. So we're going to go on with Bill Holman's Any Doodle Do. Maybe this microphone is less noisy. So, the next tune we're going to do is called Ballad for Benny. And the Benny, for whom this is written for the clarinetist, the king of swing, Benny Goodman. And Benny Goodman was extremely important as far as integrating jazz. So Benny Goodman, of course, a white clarinet player, and in his little combo groups, he would hire black musicians in a time where people had very strong opinions about that. So during the 1930s, his famous quartet, famous vibraphonist Lionel Hampton, and of course the pianist Teddy Wilson, and those were two black musicians, and Benny Goodman really helped to pave the way for integrating jazz. So Benny Goodman asked Oliver Nelson to write this piece, and apparently Benny Goodman wasn't so pleased with it because it reminded him too much of Duke Ellington. I don't know if that's a bad thing, personally, but then Oliver Nelson made the comment back. He said, well, at least it doesn't sound like Benny Goodman. So it's a beautiful tune. Oliver Nelson wrote really beautiful melodies. So, and I omitted from the program, but Ian Wheeler here is playing both tenor saxophone and clarinet. So he gets to play the role of the beautiful clarinet solo. So hope you enjoy Ballad for Benny. Okay, and then just real quick, we had some help on that last tune. We're going to have help on this tune. So I borrowed a couple of musicians. Carl Lohm hopped in and played some flugelhorn for us. And then even more buried than poor Leah back here on the drums, Cambria Slaw is joining us on this tune as well. So thank you both for your help. This next tune is a great jazz standard entitled Afro Blue. You're seeing lots of musical chairs happening up here too. So fortunate to have 2 bass players and also 2 guitar players, and even more grateful that one of those guitar players can jump in and play some jazz piano too. So thank you to Kaylin up here for doing both roles. This is another tune title that I wish there was a really cool story to. The Creeper. There's not. So as you listen to it, it sounds, Creeper-esque. You know, it's a funny tune. It's in a minor key. It sounds a little sneaky. So I think that's probably why the title. So Brandon's going to come back up and play the role of Harry James, who did this on the original record. So this is Neil Hefti's The Creeper. Today on campus, it has been a Festival Excellence Day, so I'm sure there were a lot of great presentations going on. Maybe some of you in the audience gave presentations today or attended some, and you learned something today. And so we hope this is a nice end to the Festival of Excellence Day. And you're at a university, so you're going to learn some more. This next tune, Groove Merchant, written by Jerome Richardson. Jerome Richardson was a founding member member of the Thad Jones Mel Lewis Orchestra, and then Thad traveled over to Denmark and then just became the Mel Lewis Orchestra until about 1990, when he passed away. And now that band still exists in New York City, and they've had a Monday night residency for the past 5 decades, and now it's the Village Vanguard Jazz Orchestra. Dick Oates has played in there forever. I think he's finally just retired from that. Those of you that would watch Saturday Night Live and you remember a trumpet player waving at you on every weekend on the TV, that's Earl Gardner. He played in that for a long time. There's so many, the best jazz musicians in New York City get called to play at that coveted venue in New York City. So this is a tune from that book. This is called Groove Merchant, another shuffle for you, because I wanted to play 2 shuffles this semester. So here is Jerome Richardson's from the Thad Jones Mel Lewis Orchestra, Groove Merchant, and it'll feature a number of soloists. So that featured a very difficult saxophone solo. And saxophones, you know what Jerome Richardson's, what section he was in? The saxophone section. So you can thank him for all the hard work he put into that. We're going to continue with another ballad. We mentioned Duke Ellington earlier, that Benny Goodman was offended that it sounded like Duke Ellington. So we're going to play a Duke Ellington tune, though Mike Tamara has created this in a much more modern arrangement. This will feature a violin solo at the beginning, Ashley Palmer up here, and then Blake again on saxophone. I think that's all. So here's Duke Ellington's Come Sunday, originally from this is first movement of a suite of his entitled Black, Brown, and Beige. Here's Come Sunday. Beautiful tune. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight and spending some time in the living room. We're all really excited in the music department because in the fall, the brand new music building it will be ready to go and operational. We might be able to start moving in the next month or so. So we're really excited about that. And if you frequent all the concerts, you're going to be blown away by that new space in that concert hall. So keep your eyes out and look forward to that. Any other announcements on the program? There's more stuff happening till the end of the semester. A bunch of studio recitals, degree recitals, junior and senior. Jazz 1 still has a concert coming up. Lots of stuff. Too many things for me to remember. So we're going to close tonight's concert with a classic written by Sammy Nestikov. This is called Basie Straight Ahead. We'll leave you with that. Thanks again for coming.